Good evening, everyone. This is Kathleen Chris, and it is September 2nd, 2021. I am coming to you this evening because I am so aware with all the people that I'm seeing, the, um, the buildup of the tensions in our culture right now. I don't think it's just our culture, I think it's the world. Um, we have a lot that we're dealing with. No matter where you are and how you're coping, you're still feeling it. It's like in the vibrations. It's in the air. And if you're around a song that is taking you down, well, that we're kind of living in a bad song right now. How we approach our life is a choice. And it's important to remember that because it can get very confusing. But what I want to do is offer you some choices that can help you make better choices and easier choices for yourself. So, right now, nearly everyone is feeling stress and anxiety, and maybe even some levels of depression. And we had talked about the bath and the pain and the inflammation and sleeping. So, I would want to help you with your emotional life and with your kind of your heart and your soul, the emotions that we're all carrying because of the things that we're seeing and the people that we are personally involved with. I mentioned earlier that we've been a military family for so long, and so um, all this is touching us very closely. And not that it's not touching everyone. I don't want to take anything away from anyone, but anyway, we had talked the last time about patches, and I have spoken to Alpha Biocentrics. They're wonderful, lovely people. I've been working with them for probably 25 or 30 years, very long time. A lot of trust is there, and they're so loyal and faithful to the things that they want to bring to all of us. So I wanted to share that with you, and also tell you that they are going to give everyone that orders patches through my website a 30% discount. And that's very, very generous of them, as you will notice when you get more involved in this. So the next thing I really want to bring up and talk more about is the stress and anxiety. And this is an article here that you will be able to find on my website. I'm sorry. Okay, I shouldn't put the papers up. I'm not ready to do all this yet. But anyway, it's especially designed to help either temporary things that you may be going through or chronic long-term issues and depressions that have been with you for some time. Um, Life throws us all kinds of things, and we just do the best we can. So the wonderful thing about these frequencies is like if you have some beautiful music around you and you can kind of bathe in it and let it really seep into you, you probably would feel a little different. And this is what the stress and anxiety, it gives you frequencies that are very gentle and very sweet and very calming. And most people begin to feel this within the first 5 minutes. They're quite amazed at what they can start sensing. So, uh, acute stress is adaptive, it's appropriate depending on what you are experiencing. It can be helpful in making good decisions, even. But the biochemical hallmarks of active stress is the release of epinephrines. I have a heck of a time saying that word. Um, so it's an adrenaline boost, and and it comes from the adrenal glands, which sit on top of the kidneys. But everyday experiences of stress start to aggravate and accumulate and snowball. And that's when you find yourself in this like loop that how in the world do you break through? So this is a wonderful, wonderful, gentle way to start breaking through and practicing more normal ways of thinking and being like you used to before all this came upon you. So high levels of circulating epinephrine over the long term coupled with the release of the stress hormone cortisol, can cause or exacerbate severe health issues like heart disease, obesity, and suppression of the immune system. So, that suppression of the immune system really is something to think about today, because we're trying to do different things like higher levels of vitamin D and vitamin C and zinc and magnesium and all these things, which are very good and important for you to be able to take. However, if the anxiety and stress keeps gnawing away at us, that becomes our biggest problem. And so shifting through this can't be beat. It's most important. So it is this. These patches are really designed to reduce the everyday stress, but also long-term um, experiences. So the difference between them is that stress is a response to a threat in a situation. Anxiety is a reaction to stress, whether in good times or bad. Most people say that the stress interferes, at least moderately, with their lives. Right now, I suspect that most of us are dealing with more than a moderate level. And that's why I really want to introduce this. Is good for chronic stress that can cause symptoms for instance, like headaches, high blood pressure, chest pain, heart palpitations, skin rashes, and loss of sleep. So, most people feel anxious or depressed at various times of their life. So, like losing a loved one, getting fired from a job, going through a divorce, and other difficult situations like we are in right now can make us feel sad and lonely, scared, nervous, or anxious. And these are normal reactions to life stressors. So it's very helpful when you know good and gentle ways to help you kind of stay a little bit above the fray, where the waves that keep coming in are not overwhelming you and drowning you. Nearly one half of the people that are diagnosed with depression are also diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. The good news is that these disorders are both treatable separately and together by using the stress anxiety patch. And I had mentioned to you before how if you put it on your left shoulder, your body will begin to notice it has something very good there and a very good frequency that it could use, and it will start drinking it out. So typically one patch will be good for 3 days. However, in the beginning that may not be sufficient. You may need 2 or 3 patches on, and you may go through those in 2 or 3 days. Just know this is not forever. This is not a long-term cure. This is for now, and the next time you use it, you may need just 1 patch less. So each patch is typically good for 3 days. See if you can manage for 3 days. And you would change them back on the shoulder. You want to have your skin clean, and you can leave it on night and day. It will really help you sleep better and kind of restore all your systems, because of these other chemicals that I mentioned are so hard on the body and they're wearing on the body. So I'm going to put this up on my website, and you will find when it goes up that I will have information on how you may order this through Alpha Biocentrics. And they're going to give you a code, and if you use that, you will automatically get 30% off of anything and everything you want. They have a list there of all the many types of patches that they make available. But I'm going to try to introduce just one at a time, and I would like to introduce 3 or 4 in a week. So I would like to do like one of these 10-minute presentations every day or two until we kind of get caught up. And I also want to be in a place where I can take phone calls from you. So at that point in time, we can actually be discussing all these more in depth. You can tell me how you're reacting and what's happening. And I think it will all cover a broader sense of the possibilities here. So I thank you for coming today. I wish you the very, very best. And please let me know what you think about all this. Okay, we're going to move forward largely with your input back to me. Okay, blessings, blessings. Mwah.